In today's video, we will be taking these 3 swatches out of the window, taking a look at them and see how they are doing by being in full sun for most of the day. I know they're not in the sun right now, but it's early morning. Here's the first swatch sheet out of the window. Do you guys know what paints these are? Do you have a guess? If so, pause, comment down below. The fact that I only have 6 colors on this is probably a dead giveaway. So these were put in the window November 24th. Today that I'm filming is May 25th, so I'm 1 day late over my 6-month mark, but 1 day. I think we can deal with 1 day. These are Daniel Smith. Ta-da! All right, so we're 6 months and 1 day past our date. Now, so Valerie, who is a subscriber on my channel, has recommended, and I don't know why I didn't think of this, it seems so obvious, to cut these in half and put only the part that you want in the sun in the window. Duh! But thank you, Valerie, because I'm going to do that now with all of these. I will cut them in half and only put the half that needs to be in the sun in the window. This other half, ta-da! Big reveal! This other half will go in a drawer. Since you saw that these are Daniel Smith, you probably did not expect there to be any fading. And guess what? There isn't. Pretty anticlimactic here, but that is good for Daniel Smith. So you can feel confident buying the split primary set of 6. I will cut this in half exactly and put the half that was already exposed to sunlight back in the window. We'll check it again in another, well, we might try the 9-month mark, but we'll definitely try the 1-year mark. Here they are in my little Meeden tin, and I've been using them to teach my watercolor class, my beginner watercolor class at the college. And so here's my little swatch sheet. These are the 6 primaries, and these are 3 extra colors that I received in a Palettefull Packs box, I believe. So I added those in there, but those right there are the split primaries. You can see that I have used them a lot. We did a lot of painting in that beginner watercolor class. Anyway, I'm tempted, because this was so as expected, I guess I should say. I want to paint with these. Let's do that real quick. So I kind of want to paint on this Paul Rubens sketchbook. I have not painted on this. This is the one I brought with me in the Art While Traveling video. I'll link that in the corner for you. That I thought I could do the test of Himi Mia versus Paul Rubens on Paul Rubens paper. Didn't get to it, but I want to use it today anyway, regardless. And I want to try to challenge myself to use this flat brush. It's just a cheap flat brush, a Royal size 6. But I usually paint with round brushes, so I thought this would be a fun challenge. Jumping right into this little speed painting, it reminded me how awesome these Daniel Smith paints really are. The colors are just gorgeous, even in just this split primary set. And you can see the color payout I'm getting is absolutely gorgeous. And because this is such a loose kind of watercolor sketch, it didn't even bother me, or I didn't really even notice the fact that I was working on hot press paper. I did notice it, however, at the end when I tried to go back over some of the lines again in that field. And so, yeah, it acts way differently after the fact, or maybe towards the end of your painting. So things are almost dry, not quite. Sometimes you can get away on other paper to put some more color in there, but this just really let the blooms flow. It was like, oh my goodness, there's a big bloom. And then I didn't put it on camera, but I did try and add in some stripes later at the end, and it just did not act like I'm used to with cold press. So I think that's really the big difference for me so far. In this little thing, you can see the blooms when I put that additional color over there. It's kind of obvious. There we are. Little watercolor doodle painting with Daniel Smith paint. And when this all dries, I may go back over it with some more defined stripes, but adding more in it now just creates blooms. And some of the blooms are pretty, but some you want to avoid, so you have to be careful with that. There's Daniel Smith. Let's move on to the next one. All right, it's a few days later, and we're taking these 2 out now. This one has a date of the 30th, and today is May 30th, so this one's exactly 6 months today. And this one has a date of the 1st, so I'm taking that one out a day or 2 early because I don't have time on the 1st to do it, so, or tomorrow. So it's coming out now. Let's see what they look like. Do you guys know what this one is yet? I think I gave you a hint in the beginning of the video, but we'll pull it out and I'll show you. Here they are, and here's the big reveal. This is Paul Rubens. All right, so November 30th to May 30th is 6 months. Here's Spearfarben. So we're just, well, I guess with May having 31 days, we're 2 days early on this one, but it's okay. It's still 6 months. Ready? Look at this, guys. Are you impressed or what? This is amazing. There's no difference here. Ready for this one? Oh, ouch, painful. Oh, so sad. So I guess their claims about being the same as the professional grade watercolors that we also manufacture here, name we cannot name, is BS. Total BS, because this is bad. The only ones that even survived are these four. That one, that one, that one, and the black. And there's still a little bit of discoloration on these two. Wow. I don't even want to use them in my sketchbook now after seeing Paul Rubens. Look how incredibly awesome these are. These were cheap though. So were Paul Rubens. I mean, which one would you rather use? It's obvious. Okay, let's do some painting. So one thing, when I very first opened this, I noticed the orange had split in half. So maybe that's where they double poured it or something. I have no idea. I switched back to my Etcher sketchbook for this one. I don't know why. I just really want to use it up. I love using it, and I have a lot of paintings in it already, and I just wanted to keep adding to it. This might be the first sketchbook that I finish in less than like multiple years, and I'm really excited about that. Back to the Paul Rubens paint. Oh my goodness, this stuff is delightful. I probably say that about a lot of paint because I do really enjoy a lot of different kinds of paint, but this one is just great. Re-wets really easily. I wouldn't be afraid to use my expensive brushes in these pans at all. And the color load you get with each swish is just outstanding. Plus that Lightfast test, wow, I mean that's really great so far if you compare it to some others, like Spearfarben. Anyway, these sketches are just meant to be that, sketches. They're for fun in my sketchbook. Didn't want to get serious with them. I just wanted to splash some paint down on some nice paper and see what I come up with. And you can see I re-wet the whole paper again there after it had completely dried. And I am basically doing the painting all over again with a second layer, adding in more darks because I put way too much water on it the first time. And some people like that effect. I just tend to like a heavier concentration of paint. Plus, I also want my darks to be dark enough and my lights to be light enough. And I have some of that to work on still, but I love this little painting. It's just free and kind of, I don't know, maybe a little bit surrealistic and happy. This is from a reference on Pixabay, and I don't think I kept the link. Sorry, I just opened it up in Pixabay, but I Googled surreal landscape. And it was serious fun doing this landscape. All finished. Tape off. It's not too out of whack, and it will flatten as I shut it in the sketchbook. But I like it. These paints are so fun to work with. They are awesome. That's all there is to say. If you want an affordable set of watercolors that apparently keep their light fastness pretty well, this is only 6 months. We'll put it back in the window. These are the big ticket. I am so happy with these so far. And they were awesome in this sketchbook as well. This is the Etcher sketchbook. On to not so exciting Spearfarben. And can I just say, it is such a bummer this paint did so poorly in the Lightfast test because it is really nice to work with too. It re-wets super easily. The colors are lovely. The color choices in this set are really spectacular. I had so much fun, you guys. I really had fun with this paint. It's just easy to work with, so bummer on the Lightfast. And if I'm working in my sketchbook, okay, maybe that's not a big deal. But I do like to make a lot of paintings that I can put in frames, sell, hopefully. And I would not choose this paint, sadly, just because of the Lightfast test. I'm also doing this in the Etcher sketchbook on the backside of another painting. I often skip the backsides when I'm doing something really important or particular. I have not yet determined if the backside is different than the front side because I I guess I haven't done a back-to-back test on this Etcher sketchbook about that, but I have worked on the backside multiple times and it has never bothered me. So there is that. And this paint, oh, look how pretty it is. It was so easy to work with, just lovely. I'm so bummed about this paint, but anyway, you guys, reference that first video I did where I first introduced this paint. I'll link that up in the corner for you because I tell you the price and everything in that video. So if you don't care about the Lightfast and just want a nice paint to work with, I'm liking this one. I thought it was just fine. We'll see if these paintings fade in the sketchbook in the future. I suspect they won't, but it was fun. I had a good time. Now that that's over, I am about to show this to you, but when I pick it up to show it to you, I notice that sun is way out of whack. It's like some kind of oblong square blob. So I go ahead and get my scrubber brush out and spend quite a bit of time actually fixing the sun until I'm happy with it. And then I'm happy with it and can finally show you guys the finished Spirfarben watercolor quick sketch. And there it is in all its glory. I think it turned out really pretty. I like the colors a lot. It's actually one of my favorites, at least today, in this sketchbook, which is ironic, isn't it? So I realized I forgot to record an outro, so while I am talking to you about my conclusions, here's some fun animal video. All three paints are super fun to work with, so you can't go wrong with using them. Obviously, Spirfarben is out the door as far as Lightfastness goes, and Daniel Smith and Paul Rubens are definitely neck to neck in their Lightfast test so far. I will be cutting these swatches in half and putting them back in the window, and the part that has been under the cardboard will go in a drawer, and we'll see how they do in another 3 months, maybe 6 months. We'll see if we want to test them at 9 months again or if we want to wait for a full year. And Etcher, which was in my previous Lightfast video, and my Spirfarben are going in the giveaway bin. Is that bad that I'm giving them away? I just can't. I can't have them in my collection. I don't need them. I don't want them. Also, we'll be pulling out the Pretty Excellent paints because they are made by the same company as Paul Rubens, and so I need to do the Lightfast swatches for those and get those in the windows. So you will see that coming up eventually on my channel. So subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here today. There are some bloopers at the end of this video. I'm sure I've forgotten to tell you important things, but I will see you guys in the next video. This part's funny. Watch this cat. I didn't see a fly, but he sure did. Alright, guys. Enjoy the bloopers. See you in the next video. Bye for now. Hang on. Valerie suggested that we cut these. Now Valerie, Now Valerie, who is a, Now Valerie, who's one of, so Valerie is a, can't say subscription box, I can't say subscriber. All right, this is amazing. This is, God dang it, they're shooting guns. Hang on. We have some gun fun going on in the backyard. I'll be right back.